Hey. This is Giovanni the God. Today's very serious presentation. Who is our enemy? Who is our enemy? You have to know who your enemy is. So the other day I'm building with the God and he dropped something in my spirit. This is the title of this presentation. Should I be a white man? Hear me out. Should I be a white man? Let me first start off by saying, I bear witness that the black woman is God. I bear witness that a black man with knowledge of self is God. And together we raise a divine child, which is the divine family of God. All right, now let me break something down real quick. Should I be a white man? Because if you turn on your TV set, the only one killing each other are black people. The only one shooting each other are black people. There's no crime in white neighborhoods, in white communities. Ain't nobody getting shot in white communities. Ain't nobody ever getting reported for beating up their wives in white communities. And the funniest thing is this. The only community where there ain't no liquor stores is white communities. Now it goes even crazier. The youth in white communities, they doing their job right? Now if you look a little harder, the only ones going to prison are black people. The only ones committing crime are black people. The craziest thing is this. None of that's true. But it would make you think that a white community is safer than a black community. It would make you think that white people are more civil than a black community. That's not the case. If you look at the statistics across the country, the majority of inmates in state prison and federal prison are Caucasians, Europeans, Neanderthals. Understand what that means? That means we're fighting an enemy that we don't even know about. We're fighting an enemy that we have no knowledge of. I'm dressed this way for a reason. I've pastored 4 churches. I've pastored churches. I've done national crusades. All right? I'm coming to you right now in a very spiritual way because you have to understand who your enemy is. There's a power right now that's fighting against black people. That's why you're getting so much attention. That's why everything you do is being recognized, it's being televised, it's being promoted. Why? Because I'm telling you, there's an enemy that wants blacks to be continuously under siege. They want you to be continuously at war with each other. But the whole thing is this. If you really tell yourself the truth, no, blacks are loving people. Black people, they're loving people. They care about their children. They do the best they can. See, there's a reason why being a black single mother has been advertised and promoted and endorsed. There's a reason why niggas don't love no bitches. You feel me? There's a reason why that's being promoted. There's a reason why we don't love them hoes. It's a promoted agenda. There's a reason for you being what you are. Now the thing is, none of it's true. They're lying to you. Your enemy, let me tell you about your enemy real quick. When the feds come for a case, they've done their homework already. When the feds come to get you, they already got you. They just come to pick you up, give you a ride to the house. They already got you when they come for you. So, let me say this real quick, public disclaimer. I'm not advocating violence or any kind of criminal activity. It's A. B, I do not smoke drugs. I don't get weed. I don't smoke crack. So if you hear of me being found in an alley somewhere with crack all over my body, it's not a drug deal gone wrong. It's a straight up 100% assassination. Understand me? I'm not wishing death on myself. I'm just keeping it funky. So here's how it goes. You got all these young kids out here banging. And let me say this is an invitation to all Crips, to all Bloods, to all gangster disciples, and to all vice lords. Please hear me clearly. Please hear me clearly. I'm not even speaking to you about no civil actions or criminal actions or what kind of other activities you might be a part of. I'm speaking to you as your brother. I'm speaking to you as a messenger of Almighty God. I don't care who you believe in, there is only one God. I bear witness that there's only one God who came in the form of Allah. I bear witness to that. Allah simply means willing to submit your will unto the will of the Creator to serve His will. That's the definition of the word Muslim. So yes, I am a Muslim. I'm not a part of the nation, but I am a Muslim because I submit my will to the will of the Father. You feel me? Now let's talk business. Let's get into this. Who is the enemy? Who is the enemy? Let me tell you who the enemy really is. It's not Hassan Cambell. It's not Flip. It's not Green Clip. It's not Brother Polight. It's not Pookie on the corner. It's none of them. They're not the enemy. They are the distractions. They're not distracting, but they're being used as distractions. That's why they get the views they get. That's why they get promoted the way they get. That's why everybody's talking about them. It's not Cardi B. She's a distraction. She's being used as a distraction. Let me ask y'all some real science. How come you don't hear about none of the artists that was popping back in the 90s? They don't sing no more. You mean tell me Jodeci stopped singing? Come on, man. Come on. Please walk with me. You mean Aaron Hall, my brother, my physical brother. You mean he stopped singing? He lost his desire to sing? You don't hear him singing in barbecues, backyard parties, house parties. None of that. They don't sing no more. Why is that? Because the music industry controls their ability to promote their gift. They cancel it after the contract is done. Why do you think Mary J. Blige ain't doing it now? Because she don't like it? The only time they can go back into entertaining is if they sing old tracks, which makes the company more money. They can't do nothing new. Teddy Riley, he stopped making music? Come on, man. Think about it. This is part of the machine. Now, the craziest thing is this. The machine owns prisons across the country, state and federal. They need to populate that. They're letting people out so they can put new people in. Let me explain something to you. That's really deep. If you're not really careful of what you're doing, you are going to be caught by the machine. They don't care how many endless, senseless murders occur. They don't care about that. You know why? Because that populates the machine. That fuels the fire. That makes a person say, yeah, I ain't fucking with no black people. No, I ain't fucking with them. I'm not going to ever go to the hood. No, these niggas is wild. These niggas are wild. So what we're going to do, we're going to promote shit like the suburbs. And we're going to hang out with Karen and Becky and Sally. And, ain't nothing wrong with interracial relationships. That sounds good, but you have to understand. All these Klansmen, all these slave masters, they had children. Their children had children. Just like we saying we rock with our ancestors, guess what, Slick? They rocking with their ancestors too. So now let's talk about it. Who is the enemy? Don't you realize right now your cell phone, I know I'm not even asking you. I know your cell phones have been acting crazy over the last 7 days. You know why? Because they rolling in that new technology. Your cell phone has been acting crazy because they rolling in new technology. They got a plan right now to introduce windshields that are like screens, computer screens, touch button screens on your car, which is why when you get in your car, you're going to see stuff popping up on your windshield. Now let's go a little bit further. Who's the enemy? Who are you fighting against? You're not fighting against your baby's mama. Your baby mama ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm dropping knowledge of self this morning. Your baby mama is not your enemy. Your baby's daddy is not your enemy. Your baby is not your enemy. You get more money if your baby's father's not in the house. The state will give you a deal. Why is that? They're going to give you money to break up a family. Why is that? How come the father can't be there with you? Think about that. Let's go a little bit further. Just a little bit further. Right now, you can twerk all day long on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. But you can't speak about certain demographics of people. If I say the J word, rhymes with Lou, they'll ban my shit. You know it, I know it. But I can call you a nigga all day long. Watch this. I can show you a clip of a cop beating a black man up all day long with no issues. But why is that? That's part of the machine. Let me tell you who we're fighting against. We are fighting not just the United States government, because this goes further than the United States government. You have to understand, there are plans in place in documentation that are designed to destroy your culture. So are you fighting with me because I got a Lincoln and you got a Cadillac and we beefing over who got the better rims? They like that shit. That's what they're living for. That's what they're rocking for. They hope me and you get into it, and I can bring my cousin, you bring your cousin. They hoping that. You know why? Because the cops lock us all up. And then you know what they do? They send us to court. And then after we go to court, they send us to prison. See, they want that. What are you saying? What I'm saying is this. Look at the bigger picture, please, I pray. Look at the bigger picture. Because you're not doing this by yourself. You are not in this war alone. What's going to end up happening is real small how they're going to do it. Donald Trump, that's the current president. According to advertisement, on the 20th, Joe Biden's supposed to take office. Let me drop some game on y'all. Y'all not hearing me right. Please walk with me. Donald Trump, he owns jet planes. All right? Not a plane, jet planes. Donald Trump, he got at least a dollar in the bank account. So Donald Trump got some money. Jet planes and money. Now, let's put it all together. Donald Trump got friends in other countries that have no extradition treaty with America. That's deep. That's deep. So he got money, he got a plane, he has no extradition. He has friends in countries with no extradition. All right, so what's next? Don't you realize the Southern District of New York, the federal court in New York, they got cases against Donald Trump. Now, let me explain something to you, for those of you who don't know. When the feds come for you, right? They're not coming to give you an investigation. They're not coming to give you an interrogation. They really don't give a damn about what you got to say. When the feds come for you, they got all their evidence lined up. So they only come to give you a ride to the big house. They're not coming to ask you, hey, you want to go to the big house? No, they are coming to take you. Now, let me ask you this. You think Donald Trump don't know? You really don't think Donald Trump knows? This is a prediction or prophetic utterance, as some might say. I prophesy that Donald Trump is leaving the country on the 19th or soon. Donald Trump's going to miss it in action. You know why? Only a fool stands around and play with the feds. Nobody's ego is strong enough to fight off the feds. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care how strong you think you are. Any mobster, which Donald Trump is a mobster. Y'all don't understand organized crime. I know you don't, because if you did, you'd understand what's going on. You peeped the science already. Donald Trump is doing a lot of things to get ready to leave. He done pardoned his whole family. So they're not leaving with him, but he pardoned his whole crew. Donald Trump done gave everybody in his mob a pass. I don't want to say stealing, but they've been making money over, like, hand over fist since they got in office. All of his children got positions in the White House. Ivanka, his daughter, she was making millions selling her clothing line. Jared was making crazy dough doing his property, his real estate. Now, let me ask y'all something crazy. You think Donald Trump, knowing how the feds get down, you think Donald Trump is really, honestly, 100% going to take his chances with the feds? If he doesn't get put back in the office, you think he's going to take his chances with the feds? Remember, he got a jet, he got money, and he got a friend in Russia, and Russia does not extradite to America. They don't give a fuck. So let me ask you this. You really think Donald Trump is hanging out to see what's going on? Is that what you think? You think Donald Trump is really, honestly, going to hang out to see what happens in his court case? You think that? Come on, man. Like, pretend you know. Pretend you know how mobsters get down. Not drug dealers, not drug lords, not homicidal maniacs, not Crips, not Bloods, not drug lords, not vice lords, not gangster disciples. No. That's criminal activity, allegedly. I'm talking organized crime. Organized crime. Organized crime. Syndicate work. Mob work. Do you really think Donald Trump is going to hang around to see what the feds do? No, he's not. I can tell you now. Don't even think about it. No, he's not. But let me tell you the aftermath of that. When he leaves these crazy Republicans that really will put it in for Donald Trump. You know, the white guys, the white girls, the Beckys, the Sallys, the Billies, the Pauls, the ones that was buying all the weapons, the ones that was stocking up on all the ammunition, the one that was stocking up on all the food. You really think they're going to be cool with Donald Trump disappearing? No, they're not. No, they're not. So let's go a step further. So now you got civil unrest. So they got that taken care of too. It's called a King Alfred's plan. Google it, King Alfred plan. Please, I beg of you, Google it. See if I'm talking truth. The King Alfred Plan. Now, the funniest thing about that is the King Alfred Plan talks about in situations of civil unrest, the government will have to control certain types of demographics. Demographic is race. So you have to control certain types of demographic. Someone drop this one more time. Back in the 80s, they closed 13 military bases around the country. They converted those bases into, they call them camps. The red camp, the blue camp, and the green, the red camp, the black camp, and the green camp. The green camp is for people that are just agitators, like Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is an agitator. A person like T.D. Jakes, he's an agitator, per se. A person like me, I'm an agitator. So we would go to the green camp. Now, the red camp is for everybody who got a legal firearm. If you got a legal firearm, they come to get you. They're going to relocate you to the red camp. Now, anybody who's a threat, they got records, they're homicidal, they put their work in, right? They go into the black camp. Now, why is that? Because they had already organized this. You didn't organize what would happen in case of a civil war. They knew this was going to happen. So let me explain something to you. I want to say they knew because it's already written out in the King Alfred's plan. In the King Alfred's plan, they're going to authorize, check this out. Tell me how serious this is. In the King Alfred's plan, this is documented. It was written by Henry Kissinger. Understand what I'm saying? It was signed off by a president of the United States. It is a documented congressional fact. It is a law. Understand what I'm saying to you? They have already put in writing that they are going to organize certain groups as law enforcement officers. Well, that's not really bad. No, that's not really bad. You know, we need law enforcement, right? Well, let me tell you something. Let me share some knowledge of self with you. Let me tell you who they're authorizing. They're going to authorize the skinheads. This is written down. They're going to authorize the Klan. This is written down. They're organizing satanic groups. This is written down. And the only thing their assignments will be is to capture, that's the word they use, to capture demographics of minority, low income, and Afrocentricity. You know what that means? That means black people. This is documented. This is a document signed off by the President of the United States. Now, what does that mean? What it means is our enemy is really right in front of us, and we don't even know. We think it's Pookie from across the street. We think it's Baba from he got Shanita's baby. He got Shanita pregnant, don't give a fuck about his baby. And that's what we think it is. No, that's not our enemy. Let me tell you who our enemy is. Let me go back to the camps real quick. The camps was introduced to me about maybe 15 years ago. I didn't know nothing about it, but I was in the right places with the right people. I met a man out here in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's funny because I was walking through the mall, Crystal Mall on 15th and Bethany Home. I'm walking through the mall and I'm singing a song. As I'm walking, going this way, this white chick is singing the same song, same part of the song, walking this way. So we stopped and we looked at each other. I said, wow, you know that song? She said, yeah. She said, you believe in God? I said, most definitely. So she said, listen, and we talked for a few minutes, and she said, I'm having to get together at my house tonight. I feel inclined to invite you. Bring your wife and children if you'd like. So at the time, it was just me and a wife that I had married at the time. I divorced her, but it was me and my wife that I had married at the time. And her nephew, because we got him out of New York because he was having some rough times. All right, cool. So we go to this lady's house. We show up. We're the only black people there, number one. And I say black, so you don't have to assume it was my wife at the time black. I've never dated outside my culture. I know the black woman is God. I understand who I am. So with that being the case, I'm sitting here, I'm bugging out. And it's like, as I'm sitting there at this table, beautiful dining room table. It was wonderfully dressed, silver, 2 sets of forks, 2 sets of spoons, and a knife, a butter knife, and a steak knife. I mean, it was a nice place. It was a good thing. Well, while I'm sitting there, the woman's husband was the host. So he looks around the table, everybody eating everything. He steps in and says, now it's time to talk some business. So I'm thinking, like, what's going on? So he says, I'm gonna go around the table clockwise, everybody introduce yourself. So we started going around the table. Remember, we're the only black people there. The first person says, my name is General so-and-so from the United States Air Force. I'm like, okay. The next person says, my name is Major so-and-so from the United States Army. My name is Colonel so-and-so from the United States Marines. And they're going around the whole table. Then it comes to me. My name is Giovanni God, and I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman, and definitely 100% I believe in a higher power. All right, cool. So after we introduce ourselves, the host comes up and he says, my name is whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm in charge of the Arizona militia. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, I thought this was like just a turkey dinner invitation, you feel me? I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? So he says, we're going to welcome Giovanni. He's never been to one of our meetings before, but my wife said that she felt something about him and thought we should meet him. So I said, oh, okay. I don't get what's going on. I'm feeling the atmosphere shift, you feel me? So he says, I want you to understand that there's people in the military right now that are just waiting for our signal to respond. Okay, now I'm sitting here getting a little uncomfortable. So I'm like, waiting for you to respond for what? To what? So he says, the country is in danger of being invaded from within. I said, okay, this is a little newer orderish. All right, cool. So he says, you know what, Giovanni, you have something that we need. I'm sitting thinking, man, I'm gonna have to kill one of these crackers, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn for real. So I'm thinking, man, I didn't come here to throw my life away, but I'm not dying in this man's house, so I have to kill somebody, right? So I'm listening, I'm putting the steak knife on the table, right? I'm slowly putting the steak knife on the table. So he says, yeah, you have something that we need. I said, what's that? He said, you have a connection to the black community. So I'm thinking, okay. So I'm holding a steak knife now, right? And I'm listening. Yeah, well, please expand on what you're saying, sir. I'd like to really know what you mean. So he says, well, we're prepared. We've talked about you for the last 2 days. And I'm thinking, okay, so y'all been plotting for the last 2 days. He says, we're prepared to give you at least 40 acres in Mississippi and all the firearms you need. We'll supply you with weaponry, we'll supply you with money, we'll supply you with training for anybody you can bring to your camp with you. So I asked him, so why are y'all so generous to me? What's so special about me that you want to look out for me? Why are you helping me so much? He says, let me tell you why, because the day's going to come when we're going to have a civil war in America. Believe me, we are going to have a civil war. And when that day comes, we're going to need everybody to fight with us. And I'm starting to feel comfortable, but very uncomfortably feeling comfortable. So I'm like, all right, so what are you saying? He says, what I want you to do is organize your black brothers and sisters. Take them to the compound in Mississippi and just begin to train them, begin to educate them, begin to elevate them, begin to get them prepared for civil war, because we're going to have one. We're going to have one. I said, okay. He said, let me tell you what you need, number one. You need somebody who got some kind of medical knowledge. You need your first aid team. That's number one. Number two, you need somebody who knows how to grow stuff. You need somebody who's agriculturally intelligent. Number three, you need somebody who's aquatically intelligent, somebody who knows how to mess with water. I'm sitting here listening, it's like, wow. He said, number four, you're going to need somebody who's involved with electronics or communication. Cell phones are great, but you better get some walkie-talkies, because the day's going to come and they're going to shut the cell phones out. I'm thinking, oh my God, what is this guy talking about? Like, I just came for some turkey, you feel me? But now he's making sense, so I'm like, okay, I'm listening. He said, number five, most importantly, you better find somebody who's involved and very, very educated with artillery and defense. You're gonna need that. You better start selecting the people you interact with, because the day's gonna come where your friends will turn you into authorities for their own personal benefit. If in fact you are not subscribing to what the authorities are telling you to do. The mark of the beast is real. This is over 15 years ago. He showed me a printout of the RFID computer chip. The computer chip is linked up to a thing known as the beast. Hear me out, not that spooky stuff. We're talking about actual facts now. The beast is a machine that John D. Rockefeller invested in back in the 40s. Understand what I'm saying to you. This is not new. It's new to you. It's not new. It's not new. So back in the 40s, Rockefeller invested. There's a thing in New York called the Rockefeller Center. John D. Rockefeller invested in this thing called the Beast. It was worked on from the 40s until like 67. The Beast tracks everything that the RFID chip is involved in. Any interaction with the chip, they got your information. They got your banking information. They got your real information. They got your driving information, your criminal information, your medical information. They know you. All right. Why is that so important? Let me explain something to you. I'm going to break down some real economics. I'm talking about the science of this economic. America is in debt to a lot of different powers. There's a group called the Council of 13. For those of you who never heard of them before, let's go to school. The Council of 13 is an organization, the 13 richest families on this earth. So America has borrowed a lot of money from them. And when they ask, well, we don't mind loaning you money, America. What kind of collateral do you have? What do you offer? America offers your birth certificates as collateral. What are you talking about? Look at your birth certificate. Pull out your kid's birth certificate. Look at your mother's birth certificate. It's all stamped by the Department of Treasury for a reason, because that's called collateralization. So what ends up happening is they look at your birth certificate and they know there's a human body involved. That's collateral. Now here's how it goes. Let's take 10 birth certificates as an example. You got 10 birth certificates. Out of those 10 birth certificates, you got 3 of them that will never amount to nothing. They'll never produce. They'll never be contributors to society. They're going to be some ain't nigga shit. All right, that's 3 out of 10. Let's throw those to the left. All right, cool. Then you got another 3. They're going to do the status quo. They're going to be average. They're going to pay their bills on time for the most part. They're going to work jobs for the most part. They're not really ever going to amount to anything, but they're going to be the majority of society. Okay, so you put that 3 to the right. We know who they are. They're average. Cool, you got 4 left. And then you take that last 3. That last 3, let's say they're going to achieve a few things. They're going to really, truly, honestly, they're going to become supervisors and managers at jobs. They're going to be preachers and pastors and teachers and all that kind of stuff. They're going to be lawyers, doctors. They're going to be prominent. So you put that, you got 6 so far you can rock with. You got 6 ain't nigga shit people, and then you got 6 prominent people. So 3 prominent. So you got 3 prominent and 3 bums. All right, cool. Then you got 3 to the left. That's 9. You got 1 left. He's going to be part of the elite. He's going to be that overachiever dude. He's going to put the work in. So he's going to really rock. He's going to rock hard, all right? You put him over to the side. So you really only got collateral for 7 out of 10. Yeah, we'll loan you money on 7 out of 10. So we'll take the 7% and we'll loan you X amount of dollars. Well, America is in debt. Now, let me ask you this. I'm guessing somebody that is listening, you've been in debt before. Collection agencies have closed before. And if you own a car on time, if you buy a car on time, they'll tell you what they're going to do if you miss a payment or 2 more. So what do they do when you miss your payment? They tell you, we're trying to work with you, but if you don't pay this bill, we're going to repo your car. All right. Oh, you missed another payment? Yeah, we're going to have to repo your car, man. If you don't make a payment by Tuesday at 3 o'clock, we're repoing your car. Now, they know you've been detailing your car, getting your car washed, putting gas in your car. You put the rims on it. You got speakers in it. You got a crazy system. You got an equalizer. Your car's banging, but you missed 2 payments. So you know what? Time is up, nigga. Get your stuff out the trunk right now. You're taking your car. That's if they like you. That's if they rocking with you. But if they don't, let me tell you how they do it. They'll come by and get your car on the hook, take your car from you, and then call you, or they don't even call you. You call them, and they'll tell you where to come and get your car. I'm sorry, where to come and get your property. They don't want your property, they want the money for the car or the car. All right, cool. But what do you think is going to happen if America owes people? What do you really think is going to happen? What you think, these other countries, you think the Council of 13, they're going to give them a pass? No, they're not giving us a pass. The Council of 13, it includes Chinese people. It includes European or English people. There's no African countries on the council, which is why Africa has been paying a price. Although Africa is demographically and geologically one of the most wealthiest nations in the world. Okay, I'm coming to a close now. At least I'm gonna try. So basically what I'm saying is this. America is in threat of being repossessed. That's fact one. Donald Trump is leaving the country. That's fact two. Right now, we're not prepared for anything. Right now, they shut the power off. Now, for example, let me say before I start off, New Jersey has been without power for at least 2 weeks. There's states in the Midwest without power right now. Cell phones have been blacked out in certain areas for at least a week. 3 days to 7 days. They're giving you a clue what's going on. They're letting you know what they're about to do. And we sitting back, we getting PS2 stations, PS5 stations, we get new Jordans. Niggas. I don't mind you doing nigga shit, but like for real, there comes a time when you're supposed to put that aside for a minute for the greater good, for the bigger picture. What are you doing? You beefing with Hassan Cambell? Come on, man. You might be right, he might be right. It don't matter who's right. You beefing with the Church of God in Christ? You beefing with Jehovah's Witnesses? You actually beefing with the conscious community. You actually beefing with Farrakhan. Well, let me tell you something. When they come to collect, all that's going to be irrelevant. Y'all playing games, man. Who do you think the feds, let me ask you straight up, who do you think the feds are repoing? Who do you think the feds are repossessing? Think about it. You got brothers and sisters behind bars. You got brothers and sisters in cages. Who do you think they're repossessing these brothers and sisters for? There's a rapid increase of repossession now. America owes that dough. It's all about money. America owes them dough. They want